when you have somebody like a Himanta Biswa Sarma in the Congress in Assam, or even to a lesser extent a Suvendu Adhikari in West Bengal, if you see the manner in which they operate, you cannot afford to lose such people. When the West Bengal results come out, look out for the Suvendu factor. The BJP acknowledges it because he is a player in good ways and bad. You can judge the morality of his actions. Sam, Dan, Dand, Bhed, and Himanta Biswa Sarma is exactly the same. In the beginning, there was a question about whether he'd give it his all. He did, and that result can be seen. If you've got characters like Himanta Biswa Sarma or a Suvendu Adhikari, you simply cannot afford to let them go. You have to create space on your platform to accommodate their interests. That is a key message which parties like the Congress don't seem to understand. I want to go across to Kaushik Deka on the impact that you think Himanta had in this election and how it could have potentially been different if he hadn't given it his all.
See, the way we see it in elections, usually we see that who has done most campaigns and who has gone across the state, who has connected with the organizing, the workers and all that. Of course, on those counts, Himanta definitely did play a role, a much bigger role than any other leader in the state, because he knows the workers, he knows he campaigned, probably he campaigned in his own constituency for just one day, and he spent all his time in other parts of the state. But more than that, the way he also handled, if I can say so, the campaign of others as well. He did a lot of backdoor politics. He maneuvered things. He manipulated, because he ensured that you have to understand, Rahul, that as we have already analyzed, that Assam demographically is not an organic state for BJP. The state has, if official count comes 2021, then the state probably has more than 40% Muslim population. So in a state like that, BJP winning 75 seats itself is a miracle. And if that miracle has happened, it hasn't happened only because of the campaign or only because of the polarization, because a lot of other factors
is not saying, election outcome. But needs to be said and isn't discussed often enough, is how many leaders of the AIUDF or of the BPF or even of the Congress who were allegedly or supposedly fighting on a Congress ticket, Rajdeep, were in touch with Himanta Biswa Sarma. This is the reality of the election. He had a plan A, which is to win. He had a plan B, which is if he doesn't win, he will try and poach even people from the AIUDF and the Congress and the BPF.
Let's assume that if 75 to 85 becomes 60 to 65, as can become, and you have a hung assembly, that's when a Himanta Biswa Sarma becomes far more valuable.
No, but there the question is this result to his disadvantage? If it was a tight fight, no, but I'm saying, but Kaushik, that's the point. If this was a tight fight, you would need a player like a Himanta Biswa Sarma to hold a fractured government together. If they win in a comfortable fashion, is it then to the poor guy's disadvantage?
I do not see it as a disadvantage, because if tomorrow there is a voting happens among the MLAs, if you see when the tickets were distributed, we all discussed that most of his candidates, his people, his team members got tickets. So definitely if they are winning 75 or 80 seats, even if they win 70 plus seats, so obviously majority of them would be Himanta supporters, and they would definitely demand.
No, but I can counter that by saying that Himanta Biswa Sarma has only 1% more popularity than Sharbanda Sonowal. So it's not as if the Chief Minister has done a bad job. 19 versus 20, and with these numbers, the incumbent Chief Minister can say, you cannot dismiss my role. My work over the last 5 years is part of the reason you are coming back to power.